it's time for, I won't say the first startup, but first startup in a couple days anyway. Get the fuel pump working. Let's hope we can get enough juice. Yeah, so we have other issues here, which is what all the other parts are for. So I'm going to now start switching those over. Hopefully we can get this thing going. What is in the kit? So in the kit is a new module, or I forget there's an acronym for it, I forget what it is. And then we have a new module down here underneath the distributor. We've got new plugs and wires. So yeah, basically we just need to start replacing stuff. So no time like the present, I suppose. Let's get to swapping things over. Alright guys, so here we go. Here is what we've got. We've got a brand spanking new Motorcraft. This is that module in the back. It's the ignition coil, not the module. Ignition coil, that's the word. So we'll be replacing that. Not sure that that's entirely bad, but we will be replacing that. It's pretty quick to be replaced, this guy. Then we're going to give it a start. We're going to try to start the truck. So we're just going to do one at a time to see what it is actually the issue. So from there we're going to move on to this guy, which is that little module that goes underneath the distributor coil. And then from there we've got new plugs and wires. It actually looks like the whole tune-up kit. I haven't opened to look at this. And then of course we've got our new spark plugs. So it looks like we're going to have new wires, cap, and rotor. So we're just going to go ahead and probably replace all that when we have the distributor out. Just to kind of finish it up. I'm not going to worry about it, not going to do any of that stuff, not going to take it apart twice. So let's get started with this stuff here, and then we will move on to this box here. So let's start with this guy. So I did, the ignition coil is back here. I'm looking straight on from the truck. It's way in the back, right over here. As you can see right here, I've already taken the screws loose. I did this the other day, kind of like doing some investigative stuff, and just never rebolted it back down. It doesn't really matter for functionality. So we're gonna, there was only 3 screws in this one. There's really 3, but there are 4 holes. So you should have 4, but I'm going to only use the 3 because that's all I have. And then our clip down here is broke, which tells me somebody else has been in here, which is concerning because you never want to see something, somebody has no idea what they're doing, working on it. So this thing actually looks pretty darn new. This one made in China. Let's see about this Motorcraft. Definitely not made in China, but I mean they are basically identical. I don't think that's the problem because this thing looks pretty darn new. So let's throw in the new one. We'll try to turn it over, and then we will let you guys know what we come up with. Jeez. I'm just gonna hand tighten these screws because honestly this probably is not coming back out. So I'm gonna probably tighten it back down because new sometimes isn't always the best, but in this case as long as we get the same thing that we got previously, I'm gonna assume that this was not the issue. So we're gonna try to start it, and then I'm gonna tighten all those down depending on the result. So like I said, if I get something worse than what we had before, I'm gonna go back to the other coil. But if it stays the same, I'm gonna rule that one out. So let's throw this little plug wire back on here. And just snap right in. Let's get the battery hooked back up, and then we will give her a try. Alright guys, so I didn't show it starting because I honestly, or trying to start, because I honestly didn't think that was going to be it, and I was right. That was not it. It didn't change anything at all. Our battery is starting to die, or our charge box is, our jumper box is starting to die a little bit. So we will slip that back on. We're going to tighten those down. It's a pretty small, I think it's a 5.5 or a 6 millimeter. And then from there we are going to move into, probably take this hose off. Looks like it's already pretty loose. Take this hose off, take this hose off, and we'll be able to get to our, you can't see anything. We'll take both of these hoses loose right here, and we'll move them out of the way so we can get to our distributor that is right down there, because we need to take it out to change this module. We'll throw it back in just like that. The module should be quick. It's just 2 bolts that hold it onto the bottom of the distributor. So let's get to taking that apart. Alright guys, you're not going to be able to see very well, but I was just messing around in here and I found 2 plug wires that were not fully connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it another test run to see if, hopefully, that was our issue. So fingers crossed that was it, and then we can talk to my father about those things over there, all those extra parts. I think he still wants to do them anyway, so we're probably still going to do them. But let's give this a try. Fingers crossed that she fires right up. Boy, wouldn't that be freaking awesome to find. I don't know if they've been loose the whole time or if I just knocked them loose when I was messing around with stuff, but okay, so nope. Okay, so that's okay. That was a fingers crossed moment for the Hail Mary. Didn't work out. That's A-okay. I'll toss these under here so I can kick them. That's A-okay, so let's just get our stuff unplugged again. Let her charge up while we mess around with it. So like I said, next is that module that goes underneath, down in there. We gotta take some stuff off, like this hose and this hose. So we'll move that out of the way. It's just on by 1 hose clamp. I already took it off. I took it off before when I was messing with the distributor cap. So yeah, I need to get better light for this type of situation. The hood kind of blocks all the lighting that I put into the garage already. So yeah, so sorry for the lighting. I can't really wait because I really do need to get this fired up so that the coolant can circulate through. But on that bombshell, we're gonna bring this one to an end. We are technically all prepared for the cold weather. There is coolant in it. I'd really like to get it at least fired up, and if I have to, I will spray some carb cleaner in there. we have successfully gotten down in here. So if you can see down right where my finger is, there's one bolt. And basically that bolt holds a foot that holds the distributor kind of in place from doing one of these. Luckily the place that it was holding is clean and the rest of it is really dirty, so I know exactly where it was, so that's not a big deal. But when you take that off, it allows you to spin the distributor, which will in turn allow you to get to, there's one screw here to be able to change this. This is the what exactly is the name for it? It's the ignition module, I believe is the proper name for it. So we got that. It's a 5.5 deep well socket. To get to that, or you can modify an existing one. I actually happen to have a deep well, but I used a combination of both the deep well and the regular socket. It was just a little easier to get it in there with the smaller socket and get it started, and then finish it off with the deep well socket. It is a 5.5 millimeter socket though, and boy is it a pain to get to, but can be done. So now that we've got that on, I want to throw everything back on. Distributor caps pretty quick. I need to tighten these two down because I still have that loose. I thought I would have to take that out, but I don't. Plug that up, put our hoses back on, and I want to see if this thing will fire up. We're doing one step at a time because I really just want to know which step of replacing all this stuff was actually the fix. So just in case if it does it again, I can let him know what fixed the problem, and he can start there in the future. So let's get this thrown back together, and we will hopefully have a smooth running truck. I have watched a couple videos and that was the issue. It looks like it had been replaced before, so maybe this particular truck is known for going through those pretty quick. Hopefully that's it. Not the going through them quick part, but hopefully that fixed it. This isn't actually a generic motor, or not a generic one, it's a Motorcraft brand module, whereas the one that I took out was a made in China generic one. So let's get this thrown back together and then we will see if that fixed it. Alright guys, so now that we've got that back together, just going to clean up my tools here, throw them on the workbench, and give this thing a try. Hopefully it fires right up. I doubt it's going to, but sometimes it's better to be optimistic, and then we move on to the next part. Sorry for the camera moving all around. Yeah, so let's see if we can't get this thing fired up. Just gotta run in and grab the keys real quick. And then we should be good to go. Fuel pump, freshly charged booster pack. Maybe cycle at a time or two. Nope, so that wasn't it. So that means next we move on to plugs and wires, I think, are next. Actually, let's see what we got here. Let's see. So this box now is empty. Throw these back in here. This box is empty. Next we got new wires. We got new plugs, as I already showed you. And of course we got this little kit, comes with the cap and rotor. So, looks like we'll be taking the distributor back off. This guy. Oh, and we got some plug wire clips. Beautiful. That doesn't look like it's right. I don't know. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Plugs and wires we're gonna do together. I'm not gonna worry about that. Well, let's get some of this stuff unpackaged here and open up. So we got a new distributor cap. It's pretty nice. And then we got these are to organize the spark plugs. We've got some dielectric grease, some stickers. Come in handy to help label stuff. And then of course we got our new rotor here. I guess this really depends on which one you have. Looks like we are going to use this one because this one does not fit our application. This is the one that we have, so this spins with it. This is just a different style. That's all. So let's get this stuff changed out. We'll throw this new piece on, and then we'll slowly start swapping over spark plugs, and then we'll organize it with the organizer. So we're going to do this whole kit all at once. And it should be the easiest way to go about it. So let's do it. Alright guys, so what we're doing here is very simple. We are going to take this distributor that has all the wires, and we're going to go one by one. I'm going to go down the bank, so it's going to be whatever, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is in the front, 4 is in the back, but I'm going to use this firing order and then this based on this old distributor cap, and I'm going to change it that way so that I can go one wire at a time to make sure that all my firing order is correct, no issues, none of that. So I've already done the first one, and as I get to the other side of the plug wire, I'm going to change the spark plug as well. I've got me a nice spark plug socket here, so we're just going to change them all out real quick. Hopefully this side is not too much of a pain to get to. They're all right there, should be pretty simple. And these are all right there. This should not take too long, but as you know, famous last words. So without further ado, let's get these changed over. Alright guys, we got all of our spark plugs changed, all of our coil or plug wires changed. Everything is hooked back up. So let's actually we also changed our distributor cap and the rotor inside. So now that we've got all that done, let's give it another shot. We just hooked up the battery, so hopefully this is what we needed. Let's give it a shot. Well, that's gonna do it for this upload. Please stay tuned to figure out what is actually wrong with this old pickup. Please like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification so you know when we're working on stuff again. Catch you guys in the next one.